guys, Dan here with S3 Archery. Just wanted to do a quick little short video for you guys. Just kind of on a block and little project I did. Recently I ended up building a deck and had some scraps, and so I thought to myself, it's green treated, we might as well use it for something. And so I made this nice little stand down here, just out of 2x4 green treats. Like I said, it was all scrap, but a guy or gal could probably pick up 2 8-footers and build something very similar to this for very low cost. And so besides getting rid of the scrap, it also does a couple of nice things to help with your form. A lot of us here like to shoot at blocks. It's convenient, or a bag target. You can pretty much put it anywhere. People aren't as concerned about it as guns, and so you don't have to worry about no one around for hundreds and hundreds of yards in case you have an errant shot. But when you're shooting on the ground, you're also practicing for something that isn't really real world, and you got to make sure that as you're drawing back, if you're constantly aiming and shooting down, now all of a sudden when you go to shoot straight at, say, a ground blind, you're shooting at a turkey, you're doing something else. It's nice to have that practice of shooting a little bit more of a flatline target. And so this really does a great job about that. The other thing that's nice is here, I don't know if you can see, but there's a hill behind me. And we definitely recommend that if you have a hill, utilize it. Not only is it safer because if you miss, your arrow doesn't end up going somewhere that it shouldn't, but it's also convenient in the sense that it's a natural backstop. Didn't cost you anything if you had it laying around. And a stand like this lets you now put a block up and level so that it's not tipping down, falling over. So let's take a quicker look at this, see what you think of it. As you can see, I also did a little customization on this block here. It was just getting shot out, so I took a simple ratchet strap, ran it around, tightened it down, basically reset that compression. And so now this block, which before we were getting complete pass-through a lot of the time, now still has a lot of life left in it. So definitely a sweet little trick. I'm sure I'm not the first one that's done it, but why not take advantage of the fact that there's a lot of good use left in this with just a little bit of ingenuity and, in this case, just a ratchet strap. Leave it out. Doesn't matter if it gets rained on. This is its only purpose, and if you didn't have one laying, you could probably pick one up for $5 at a local hardware store. So let's bring you in and take a peek at it closer up. Alright, so here you can see the block that we've got. Get down under there. And like I said, it's basically just green treated 2x. Ended up cutting the front ones longer than the back ones. You could do any height you want, but this works convenient. It's probably about 22 inches, I think, total. We'll take this block off here. And there you can see I basically just did a simple rectangular frame on the outside. I did 2 supports across the sides. And then the legs I ended up bringing right up to the very top surface. It makes a nice flush top. And now if, for say, you didn't want to use this exact same block, you could now put something else on there. And it also gives you ability to shoot something that sticks over the edge. It's not built in there at all. It's also not attached. But if a person was shooting something and it was knocking it off, on this back side here you can easily put another piece of wood, screw it in from the front, or I've used a spring clamp before and just put it back there, and then you're not knocking the block off. It's amazing how well just a sturdy base like this can improve your targets. And there's the other side, just for practicing stumps. Alright, well, hopefully this short video kind of about some simple block mods just to keep this baby going for another season, and that nice little stand that we put together helps you out or makes sense to you. Big takeaways are, use a hill. It's a great natural target backstop. Anything you hit, you're not losing arrows stuck under the grass. You're not worried about, having to put on judos or interesting tips. You can shoot field tips all you want, and if it ends up, hitting the hill, it basically stops and doesn't bury itself. It doesn't damage your fletchings, your arrows. Here I've got some natural weeds here, but easy enough to zip those down. Like on this far right side, you can see, and it's easy to find feathers. You can shoot your hunting arrows and you don't have to worry about it. Assuming you've checked the hill over once and there's not a lot of rocks in there, you're not going to damage your tips or anything that way either. So the hill, the block, and this nice little stand. If you've got scrap around, I tell you what, it's nice to not have to bend over all the time. And if nothing else, keeping it off the ground is going to keep your target alive a little bit longer. Especially if you've got a target that isn't necessarily all weather, but it's got some resiliency to it, like this Mackenzie here, which has done real well for me. it's seen its time. Take care. Thanks.